So we are in turn number 9. There are still 15 players, or there are 15 players in this campaign. I think about 2 or 3 have been destroyed. So I definitely know 2 of them. Yeah, I think it's just 2 for now. So we've still got quite a lot of players in this. Hence why the turns are taking so long. So this, just need to remember my password. There we are. Excellent. So Prince Simon finally has a wife. It took him some time, so we can accept that. And then we've got a message from Castilla y Leon to the nobles of Sicily. Referring to the nobles and not the king. That's a really bad sign. I bring word of a terrible event happening in Iberia right now. Both the Moors and the French have backstabbed us, and that leaves us clearly outnumbered. If nothing happens, Christianity is going to fall in Iberia because of these dishonourable fools. Stand with me as a brother and help me drive these fools from the Holy Lands. In the name of God, King Alfonso of Castilla y Leon. I did already know that the French and the Moors are starting to attack Spain once more. I believe last turn I was inquiring why the Moors and the Spanish had a non-aggression, or sort of a ceasefire, but that seems to have been dissolved now, so it's back to business as usual for the Moors and the Spanish. But now they have the French involved, which will make it a very interesting situation. I was not going to get involved in Iberia, but actually now the players are changing. It might be worth taking a look at the whole diplomacy over there and see what's worth doing. Certainly, Spain is right. He is screwed. If France and the Moors are attacking him, that's his north and southern borders completely demolished. Also with the fact that his armies are having to kill off rebels, and there's still a lot of rebel settlements around, I don't think he will survive very long. I think his best bet is to do exactly what he's doing now, is to reach out to other factions to try and assist him. But I feel that if I try to send forces over there, it will be too little, too late. So unfortunately, I think Spain is gone. But it's worth it was worth a look into, certainly from my point of view, because of the stability of Iberia being as it is. I can't afford to have new enemies on my western front, should I say. So yeah, we'll have to look into that. End of turn report. We are hemorrhaging money really badly. I do have a way to fix that, but it is only a temporary measure, and it's going to be a bit of a strange situation to be in, having to rely on this. So I really need to fix that at some point. And I do have my ideas. None of them are pretty, but most of them will be very enjoyable to watch, at least. As far as the balance of power goes, the Turks are starting to lose their grasp on this board. We've got France now appearing on the production ranking, and the Papal States are now top financially. The Egyptians have been completely kicked off the board, and the Turks are slowly starting to lose their edge. So hopefully things are going better for Europe against the Turkish Empire. And then just marriage celebrations for Simon and Marsilia. Right. Let's have a look at this situation. As I say, it has been a long time since I played my last turn. Or at least it feels like a long time. I can't really... I have checked over the turn, but really it's just getting used to what's been going on and getting it in the correct orders. For now, I think I need Prince Simon who's actually a bit of a bastard, to be fair. Really not very loyal or pious, and he's a bit of a dread ruler. So yeah, he's a bit of a really poor leader actually. But he is the heir apparent, so he can sit in Tunis and try and relieve the population. So maintain that. We've currently got our priests trying to quell the rise of any unorthodox religions. We need Christianity, the Catholicism, to rule in these lands, and currently they are majority Islam, which is not good for our people. Cagliari can be managed manually. I don't think there's any issue with that. Excellent, so that's that. The only other thing I need to sort, let's merge these. Yes, merge these fleets, get a bit of a fleet going. The only other thing I need to sort is to sort out M2tw Bono, who is going to be leading our forces into the east on a special mission. So he's our brave, promising commander. In fact, he could very well be a very good king if I could find a way to kill off Prince Simon. Not that I want to, but I mean, you know, this guy would make a superior king. He is only 17, so maybe when Prince Simon meets his end, Otto Bono can take over. But we're going to get him a mercenary spearman, which is pretty much all well, it is all our money gone. There's nothing I can buy with 200 gold, except for a peasant maybe. But what that does is that gives M2tw Bono the chance to go on Crusade. So we're going to join the Crusade and start a war with the Turks. The damn Turks and their damn Turkishness. Their empire building must end. So our forces are now ready. Our relationship with the Turks has decreased, and we are now a crusading force. We've got a spy here, which is going to join Otto Bono on his travels. And we've also got our returning army here under Alberto. Our returning army is going to land at Palmerno and join with these troops. So we're building quite a nice force, and this army can then probably want to stay there actually, maybe down here. There we are. So yeah, I want this army to be able to defend as much territory as possible, which includes Tripoli, Tunis, and Cagliari. So it really needs to stay at Palmerno to be able to have that influence. But I will be using this army a lot more in the future. It's certainly got all of my cavalry in. In fact, it's got these knights in that need retraining. It might be worth sending them to Palmerno next turn to be retrained, because a full unit of knights with these chevrons would be quite nice to have. And I believe actually that was everything I wanted to do. That feels like it was way too short. Yeah, not a lot at all, as my financials have been hemorrhaging. Now, however, we have fixed our financial situation. The treasury totals are now in the black, thanks to our crusade. Our zero upkeep armies are now on the march, Ideally, it would have been better on this army with all these cavalry, really expensive cavalry and expensive archers. But you know, this army will have to do as a crusading force. It was in the right position, and it will serve me well in the future. So, a couple of things, diplomacy-wise. 3 allies, I'm sure. No, we didn't have another ally, that's fine. That is correct. Now we're enemies with the Turks as well. England's on Crusade, allied with the enemies of the Turks. France seems to be on Crusade, which is a bit weird, because France is sandwiched between Catholic factions on all sides, and other than the Holy Roman Empire, does not have any excommunicated enemies or excommunicated neighbours. So unless he's going to break his alliance with the Holy Roman Empire, which I doubt, or he's going to use it against the Moors, which is a possibility, then I don't see where he's going to be able to use his crusade. It might be a mistake. He may have thought he could use it to attack Spain. I don't know. It's something that only he knows about. The Holy Roman Empire is allied with Poland. That is going to be an interesting scenario, because Poland is going to be one of these giant factions that we all have to work around. So definitely those two being allies is going to be of a concern, or as a good strength against the Turks anyway. Certainly it's going to be a concern for anyone who's planning on making enemies with the Holy Roman Empire, which fortunately I don't plan on doing, being in the south. Again, you're Castile and Leon, enemies of France and the Moors, so going to be really tough for them to pull that back. Venice now allies with Hungary, so we've got a nice Venice aligning with all his neighbours to maximise his proficiency against the Turks, most likely. Milan doing the same, except for England. Not sure what he's planning to do with that English alliance, though. It's a bit of an unusual one. And then the rest, I think, is pretty simple. Russia and Poland still at war. The Moors at war with Spain. Not France yet, which is very possibly going to happen in the future. Again, I'll have to watch Iberia very closely, because I don't want someone getting too powerful in Iberia. The control of Iberia is going to be important, and I don't want one person to have control over it. Certainly it's going to be one of those interesting places where there's going to be about 5 different people fighting over it at one given time. The Turks made so many enemies, really been really aggressive, but he's just painted a huge target on his back now, so yeah, very tough for the Turks there. The Danish, the Nordic Germanic Empire, using their crusade possibly against the Holy Roman Empire. And that is about it, I believe, yeah. So that's how diplomacy looks. Just gonna take a look at our neighbouring factions, because yeah, we are still below everyone else. I don't know how far up we are on the overall rankings, but we are certainly running behind a lot of the other players, at least for now. Sicily is quite a hard start, even though you do get to take a lot of rebel settlements, and you do have a natural non-Catholic nation to fight. In terms of hot seats, you really have to pick your battles, and you really can't afford to lose armies willy-nilly. You don't have the finances to finance huge wars either, so it's going to be tough for us, at least at this early stage. The Moors, that is the Moors, isn't it? Yeah, doing quite well. Venice has really increased quite rapidly. I'm very impressed with how Venice has been doing. Militarily, I believe they are superior to just about everyone. Even the Holy Roman Empire is lagging behind them. So yeah, doing really well there. The Holy Roman Empire again, sort of plateauing off here, and then Egypt is finally going down in their military and possibly financial status. Yeah, production-wise, they've just completely dropped off. The rest of the factions seem to be doing quite well. All the rest of the neighbours, anyway. The Moors don't have as much territory as we do, but they have been struggling with sort of Portugal and Spain, and even though they've pulled it back, they've got to reclaim all that territory that was once lost to them. Yeah, financially, again, we're not doing too good financially, but a lot of like Egypt here going right down in financials. There's no one really ahead of that game except Egypt. It was doing quite well, sacking all of those settlements. So that's about it. Again, we're sort of in this process of building up and really trying to manage our financials. Hopefully this should be enough next turn to do something with. I do have some plans for it. Certainly we're gonna need some more cavalry in this army, and we are going to need a couple of more agents to send all over the place. We are going to start making our pushes. This is going to be the time where you will either see Sicily make or break their status in this campaign. We are the sons of the Normans, and we will act as such. For now, we're going to end the turn. Oh yeah, we've got a spy going back to Durazu. I forgot to move him. I'm trying to get all my spies together for this army, so we will be marching with our Crusading army soon, and we're going to take a lot of spies with us. So we will save the game. This is going to be, where's it gone? There we are. Poland. Turn 9. Excellent. So yeah, that was turn number 9. We're going to pass the turn on to Legend of Total War as Poland. He will probably have a lot more interesting things going on in his campaign than in mine, so please check him out. He's probably doing something with Russia. Really interested in seeing what he's got planned for them. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video.